Hey guys, this is Jaden from Team Shadow Strike coming at you again, and today is going to be my last addition to my Power Rangers segment. And today I'm going to be covering Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. I knew this day would come. I knew I would eventually have to do a video on one of the series of Power Rangers that I just didn't like. And maybe I'm biased, and maybe I might be a little bit in this video, and I'm sorry, but I told you I'd do a video for each series of Power Rangers, so here you go. Okay, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue aired in 2000, so at the turn of the millennium, we get a terrible series of Power Rangers, in my opinion. And I will get into all the reasons why I think it was bad. I don't just say it's bad and not give you my reasons. So, like I said in the past video in Lost Galaxy, the reason the series started changing now is we did not see any repeat Rangers. It kept changing, and we did not see a repeated Ranger again until Dino Thunder many years from now. So anyway, let me go over the cast with you real quick. You got Sean C.W. Johnson, which was Carter, the Red Ranger. You had Michael Chatterantabutt, trying to say that 3 times fast, which was Chad, the Blue Ranger. Keith Robinson, who was Joel, the Green Ranger. Sasha Williams, which was Kelsey, the Yellow Ranger. Allison Malkonos, which was Dana, the Pink Ranger. Now, Lightspeed Rescue starts out very weird. I wrote me some notes here because I really don't remember everything about the series, but the series takes place in a fictional city made up in California called Mariner Bay. And at the beginning of this series, we see these little spirits that float away from this tomb, and it's the demons of evil that have been sealed away for thousands of years. And also in this series, we also see they didn't have one in Lost Galaxy. They didn't have a Zordon figure, but in the previous series, we always had a Zordon, or we had a Demetria, or we had like the leader of the Power Rangers who basically told them, "Power Rangers, danger on Earth," And in this series, for the first time, that guy was a man. He was an actual live human, and his name was Captain Mitchell. And Captain Mitchell had this government program set aside that if these spirits were ever released into the world, that he would call upon talented people to take the place of the Lightspeed, or however the hell they did that, Rangers, to protect Mariner Bay. So we have left Angel Grove. Lost Galaxy was the last we heard of Angel Grove, and the only time we heard about it is when they were leaving Angel Grove to go to Terra Venture. So now we're not even talking about Angel Grove anymore. We're talking about a place called Mariner Bay, which is the imaginary city made up in California. So he recruits 4 people, and I had to write down their occupations beforehand because I really didn't remember. He recruits a firefighter, a lifeguard and water animal trainer, a pilot, and an extreme sports athlete, and then his daughter, which is a nurse. So he is entrusting a firefighter, a lifeguard, a pilot, an athlete, and a nurse with the survival of an entire city. Thanks a lot, Captain Mitchell. So, anyway, he entrusts these 4 people with, 5 people. So you had Carter, who was a fireman. You had Chad, who was a lifeguard. You had Joel, who was a pilot. You had Kelsey, who was an extreme sports athlete. And then you had Dana, who was a nurse. And these 5 people were going to become the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers, and they were going to protect Mariner Bay, and all is good. Now, like we also say, they always have a Special Ranger. Well, the Special Ranger in this one was extremely popular for some weird reason, but I really don't know why. I really didn't find this series entertaining. And I'm going to probably speed through this video a little bit more than usual because I really didn't enjoy the series, and I really don't like talking about it. But the Special Ranger was Rhett Fisher, and was played by Rhett Fisher, and his name was Ryan, and he was the Titanium Power Ranger. Now, I will give the Titanium Ranger this. His costume was kind of cool. But that's it. What I didn't like is his backstory. Ryan, the Titanium Ranger, was supposedly Captain Mitchell, the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers Zordon, was supposedly his long-dead son. It's like, seriously? You didn't have any other backstory? Maybe he was, I don't know, another regular Joe, and one day you needed to recruit an extra rescue ranger, and you just went, let's see, we got a firefighter, we got ourselves a lifeguard, we got ourselves a pilot, we got ourselves an athlete, and we got ourselves a nurse. What left do we need? There's a really good chef. You're gonna be the Titanium Ranger. No, we had to do this whole skip around story. It's like his long dead son, supposedly, that he had no idea was still alive. It's like, oh yeah, you're a great father, and you're gonna be the Titanium Ranger. I don't know, guys. I mean, and then pretty much after the Titanium Ranger comes back, it's just the 6 Rangers protecting Mariner Bay from these demons that escaped the tomb, and that's it, you know. So, you know, I mean, we also see the previous Lost Galaxy Rangers come back into the picture. I mean, that episode was okay. That was probably my favorite episode of the series. Because I had to force myself to finish watching Lightspeed because it was so popular, and it was just so popular amongst Power Ranger fans. A lot of people liked it, but I'm sorry. Now I'm going to get into the reasons why I didn't like this series. The acting was terrible. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to get into it. I tried to like it, but I think when you're making the Power Ranger team, when the cast directors are picking the 5 actors and maybe the one on the side who's going to become the Special Ranger down the road in the series, you have to pick the right 6 people. You have to get also a good leader. Whoever's going to be the Red Ranger or the White Ranger or whatever color is going to be designated as the leader, you have to make sure you get a good actor. And I'm sorry, this Sean C.W. Johnson Carter sucked. I couldn't get into it. You know, it was just like, I don't know. It was like he was just going through the motion. And I don't, like I said, maybe I'm just not that big a Lightspeed fan. You know, it's not my least favorite series, but I just didn't like the series as a whole. Out of all the Rangers, that my favorite was the guy that Keith Robinson played, which was Joel, the Green Ranger. And the only reason, and my favorite thing to watch about this series, is when Joel is trying to woo the hot girl that works in the lab that works on the Power Rangers weapons. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. That was the only reason I watched Lightspeed. Now, let me if I can, still have my research here pulled up. Her name was she was played by Monica Lawrence, and she was Angela Fairweather. And that was the only thing I enjoyed watching about Lightspeed Rescue. I mean, I thought the very first morph sequence was done really well, where, you know, for the first time, Lightspeed Rescue! Or, I never kind of figured out how they did that whole motion, but that was good. You know, when I very first watched the first episode of Lightspeed, because I never watched any of Lightspeed when I was a kid, so when I started watching it, I was mainly watching it just as a Power Ranger fan. I was like, okay, first episode, it was a good entry. The first Power Ranger Morph series did really well. It was kind of cool how you saw these 2 guys that look like they're from the CIA in complete black suits walk up to these 4 new guys that were going to become part of the Rescue Rangers and go, "Are you Joel Rollins? Are you Carter? Are you this person? You need to come with us. We're going to take you in a submarine thousands and thousands and thousands below feet undersea, and we're going to make you Power Rangers." You know, I don't know, guys. Maybe Lightspeed was just not my thing. I mean, to me, all it seemed like they were was just ambulance people that rushed to the rescue every time. But rescue, you know, Lightspeed Rescue Rangers. So overall, I didn't like this series at all. So if I had to grade this series, in my best judgment, if I was not being biased, I would not even grade this but if I'm gonna grade it, I would give it a C+. I know. If you're a Lightspeed fan, you're probably cursing my name right now, and I'm sorry. But Lightspeed, I just didn't like. I thought the series dragged. You know, there's so much more they could have done to make this a whole lot better series. I think it would have really helped if they would have had better actors. But maybe maybe they were the only 5 that showed up to the audition. I don't know. So anyway, could have been, maybe, the next series that I'll cover will be Time Force, and Time Force was amazing. So, guys, the next video will be a lot better. So if you did suffer through this of watching me pretty much tell you what Lightspeed was about, thank you. I appreciate it. I promise Time Force video will be a lot better. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Please thumbs up the video for me, even if you didn't think this was good. It will make me feel good. Because, we all have those series of Power Rangers we loved, and we all have those Power Rangers series of ones we hated, and I really considered skipping all the Power Rangers series that I didn't like, but you know what, that wouldn't be a true then all series of Power Rangers, so I decided to do it and suffer through it. So anyway, guys, thank you. In the comment section below, tell me what you thought of Lightspeed Rescue. Tell me if you liked it, and if you liked it, great. I'm glad you love Power Rangers. We can be fans of Power Rangers, but we can like and dislike each other's other series. So, in the comment section below, tell me something about Lightspeed Rescue. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you despise it? What did you think about my point? Do you think about some of my points? Do you think the acting cast just wasn't that great? Do you think the storyline just wasn't that good? Do you think the series dragged? So anyway, guys, please thumbs up the video for me. And look for Power Rangers Time Force coming next, and I will see you later.